So I recently built a machine learning PC that has a 3060 and a AMD 4500X processor. But I wanted to build a second machine that I can do some integrated graphics machine learning inference. That might be a strange use case, but that was something I was interested in. Nevertheless, I have a, budget build oriented at using a 4600G processor. You can see all the components that I've started with, and here's the start of the show, the Ryzen 5. Going with the Kingston SSD, and this is basically the case I used my first PC build. I might get the second PC case like that as well for the second build, but let's go through the components. So the Ryzen AMD 4600G was something pretty awesome. I thought it was a great bang for the buck. It has integrated graphics, and the performance and thermal throttling seem pretty good for my use case, and I think it might be great for everybody else as well. So whether it's gaming or other workloads like machine learning, I think it's a pretty great processor for the price. The motherboard, I went with a classic budget build, I guess B450M with Wi-Fi integrated, because I just didn't want to spring for an external card. But this board was pretty great on my first build, and I just didn't want to risk it, and I got the second board for this build as well. Going with 16 gigs of RAM from Kingston Fury DDR4, and then using the Kingston SSD as well, 500 gigs NVMe M.2. This is reliable as well. I enjoyed it in the first build. This is my favorite part. It's the Arctic Freezer cooler. This one is the XCO, not sure how you pronounce it, version of it. But this is a very silent cooler. At least I used the Freezer 7X on my first build, and it's amazing. Power supply went for a CX650. I did go for a 750 in my first build, but I'm hoping the wattage would be lower in this one, so 650 it is. And Corsair's power supply was great. Overall, I think this is a great budget build oriented around the Ryzen 4600G. I'll list some Amazon links below for the US store. You can search it for your relevant country, but overall, I think it was a great, budget build in my opinion. The parts worked great. I enjoyed using them all. It was easy to install. It was easy to do it myself. It was a first-time build for me when I did it the first time, obviously. But the second time, I'm kind of excited. I might get the same case as the first time, so it's the Cooler Master 500 Cube, I think. But yeah, this is a budget build if you're interested in. I think lots of people actually might get a lot of uses from it. So I hope you have fun.